Gotta love them.
Gotta hate them. Welcome to a fantastical journey through time. Today we will be going back through time to explore the history of the revolutionary germ theory. The germ theory states that diseases are spread through microscopic organisms. First, let's meet the man who started it all, the ancient Greek historian Thucydides.
After the plague of Athens, I was the first person to say that diseases could be spread from an infected person to another.
From this came the first idea of the germ theory, that diseases are spread through seeds that fly through the air and can be through direct, indirect, or even long distances. This was proposed by the Italian scholar Girolamo Francesco.
That's me. I did that.
However, the popular theory was still the miasma theory. This theory said that diseases come from bad air that radiates out of rotten organic matter. Next, let's meet the person who first tried to prove the existence of microscopic organisms, Ignazio Bassi.
I demonstrated that a vegetable parasite was causing disease in silkworms and breakout after it devastated the silk industry.
After that, a Hungarian man named Ignaz Semmelweis investigated puerperal fever, a disease that many women were contracting after having births assisted by doctors.
I noticed that the fever was likely a contagious illness that was being passed to women from the doctors. I had the doctors start washing their hands in chlorinated water before examining pregnant women.
This brought down the mortality rate in a hospital from 18% to 2.2%. Nevertheless, his theories were rejected by a majority of medical establishments. Next, we have an amazing person named John Snow. No, not that John Snow. It's this guy. He was a skeptic of the miasma theory. He clearly understood the germ theory, despite it not being very popular at this time.
I was the first person who said that water should be filtered and boiled before it is used.
He also noticed an outbreak of disease in Soho, London. He determined that the outbreak came from the public water pump on Broad Street.
To fix the problem, I had the water pump's handle removed.
This is credited as the source of ending the outbreak. Researchers discovered later that the well was built only 3 feet away from an old cesspit, which was spreading the germs into the water. Next on our journey is Louis Pasteur. He conducted more formal experiments on the germ theory.
I discovered the path of puerperal fever and suggested using boric acid to kill the microorganisms.
Wow, what else did you do?
I conducted experiments known as pasteurization, which proved that spoilage of liquid comes from organisms in their air rather than in itself. Here's a diagram to show how it worked.
Nice diagram. Finally, we are going to meet a man named Robert Koch. He demonstrated that each disease is caused by a specific organism. He created 4 rules known as Koch's Postulates that determined if an organism was contagious. Here is Mr. Koch now. So, what are these 4 postulates, Mr. Koch?
The 4 postulates are a very good set of postulates. First one is the microorganism must be found in abundance in all organisms suffering from the disease, but should not be found in healthy organisms. Secondly, the microorganism must be isolated from a diseased organism and grown in pure culture. Thirdly, the cultured microorganism should cause disease when introduced into a healthy organism. Fourthly, the organism must be re-isolated from the inoculated diseased experimental host and identified as being identical to the original specific causative agent. Thank you.
Well, despite it being proven that not all of those postulates are actually needed to prove if a microorganism is contagious, they still hold a great historical and scientific value. And with that, our journey has been brought to an end. This has been quite the fun experience. We hope you learned something today about the fantastic world of the germ theory. Thank you, and good night.
Germ, germ,
Oh, no.
germ, 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 germ. Oh, really?
Yeah, see, you got a front done.
Wee! Oh, wee! Oh, wee! Uh-oh.